Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video, My Sports Gematria. In this video, I'm going to go over 6 NBA games for Tuesday, February 2nd, 2021. I'll show you both sides of each game, and it'll be up to you to determine who you think is going to win based on the numbers. I encourage you to add additional information on top of this if needed for you to feel comfortable and confident in your own pick. And if for some reason you're curious to know who I'm picking in these games, you'll have to join my Patreon page where my picks are always in writing, underlined, and italicized. For more information on that, please read the description of this video. I wish you guys the best of luck in your picks today. Let's get into today's games. We got the RaptorsMagic, ClippersNets, GrizzliesPacers, BlazersWizards, PistonsJazz, and Celtics Warriors. Yesterday, Pistons game was postponed, so we'll keep an eye on this one, see if it's also postponed. Maybe it was just for last night, but we'll see. So let's start off with daily numbers. I got my daily numbers on one side, Gregorian date numerology, Hebrew date numerology, and I got my game numbers. Home team on the top, coach record, season record, head-to-head record in the middle, home team on the bottom, season record, coach record. So first game, we got the Raptors versus the Magic. We talked about this game, about them coming into a day with 9 date numerology and 45 date numerology. And one of these guys, Magic or Raptors, can get their 9th win for the season. 9 date numerology, 45 date numerology. 45 is the 9th triangular number. Magic could get their 45th all-time head-to-head win against Raptors as they get their 9th win for the season. Today is February the 2nd, like 2/2/22, and this is Magic's 22nd game for the season, and they can get their 9th win as well as their 45th all-time. Although if Raptors get their 9th win for the season, Magic would end their... Oh, wait a minute here. Magic is on a 9-game losing streak against the Raptors. Okay, I was reading that weird. Alright, so if Magic gets their 9th win for the season on day with 9 date numerology, Magic would end their 9-game losing streak against the Raptors overall, head-to-head. Although if Magic loses one more time, Raptors would get their 10th all-time head-to-head win against the Magic. This is the Raptors' 10th away game for the season. It is the 91st head-to-head regular season matchup between these two. 91 is the 13th triangular number. Magic with the win could sit on 13 losses as Raptors get their 13th loss for the season. Magic, this is their 11th home game, and they can tie and get even with the Raptors 1-1 head-to-head against for this season with the win. So it kind of looks good for the Magic a little bit here, being a bit biased. But, you know, the 9 could go either way at the end of the day. And I'm just trying to see what else here for Raptors, possibly. Raptors can sit on 12 losses for the season with the win as they become 3-7 on the road with the win. 37, the 12th prime number. They would get their 9th win on a day with 9 date numerology. It'll be their 10th away game. Magic would get their 10th loss all-time in a row against the Raptors. What else? Oh yeah, Raptors coach, he would sit on 55 regular season losses with the win, with the Raptors win. and 55. 10th triangular, 10th Fibonacci. So, you know, there's little things here and there in this game that can make it swing either way. Out the gate, it seems like the 9 and 45 for Magic. 13, 13, 91. But you can start to chip away. You can start to chip away at it with the 10s. 10, 55. They can get their 9th, sit on 12. Go 3 and 7, the 12th prime. You know, there's things that you can put for Raptors. If they sweep them and become 2-0 like 20, you know, 20 sums to 55. 20 sums to 55. It also sums to 26. 101st all-time head-to-head, the 26 prime. But then you also know you have Magic 11th home game. They can become 1-1. So there's both sides here. You'll have to decide what makes sense to you. And just roll with that one. Alright, let's go to the next game. Clippers-Nets. Clippers also play tomorrow, so they play back-to-back. So basically what can hit today for them can hit tomorrow, potentially. I do have tomorrow's date numerology here. But today does have 25 date numerology on the Gregorian. The word 25 sums to 149. If the Nets do win this game, they can become 14-9 for a season record. They would sit on 9 losses for the season on a day with 9 date numerology on the Gregorian. However, with a loss, they can sit on 9 home wins and get their 5th loss. This is the Nets' 23rd game for the season. 23 is the 9th prime number. So that 9 could either be in favor for the season record or it could be against in the home record for the season. This is the 14th home game, though, and Nets can get their 14th win as they sit on 43 head-to-head losses against Clippers all time. 43, the 14th prime number. 25 sums to 149 and 50. They would become 14-9 for a season record as they pick up their 50th all-time head-to-head win against. But as I say that, it is the 93rd all-time head-to-head game between these two teams. And Clippers can just become 9-3 for the season with the win. So it can just be as easy as that. Clippers would become 1-0 head-to-head against the Nets for the season, and they will play again. But they can become 1-0 head-to-head against the Nets like 10, as the Nets get their 10th loss for the season. The Clippers would get their 44th all-time head-to-head win against the Nets as they pick up their 17th win for this season, and 17 sums to 44. So there's some pretty strong date numerology for the Nets with the 149 and the 50 and the 43 and the 14, 14. But there's a narrative for Clippers, 93rd, going 9-3. Getting their 17th win and their 44th all-time head-to-head against. 17 sums to 44. Nets get their 10th loss for the season as Clippers become 1-0 head-to-head against. But the 10 could flip this way too. Nets can get their 10th win at home as they become 1-0 head-to-head against the Clippers. So you have to decide what makes sense to you, what you like. It is the Clippers' 22nd game of the season, and it is February the 2nd, like 2/2/22. And, you know, the number 25 sums to 49 and 50. So Nets can either go from 49 to 50, or they can just sit on 49. All right, let's look at the next game, Grizzlies versus Pacers. So today does have 25 date numerology on the Gregorian. With the loss, Grizzlies would become 9-7 for a season record. 97, the 25th prime number. 25, we just talked about, sums to 49, and this is the 49th head-to-head matchup all-time between these two teams. Today does have 9 date numerology on the Gregorian, and Pacers would sit on 9 losses for the season with a win. Today does have 46 date numerology on the Hebrew Civil, and the coach for Grizzlies would get his 46th regular season loss. On the flip side, today does have 106 date numerology on the Hebrew, and Grizzlies can become 10-6 for a season record with a win, and they would get their 10th win for the season as they become 1-0 head-to-head against the Pacers for this season, and Pacers would get their 10th loss for the season. Nice little 10 pattern there in favor for Grizzlies. Grizzlies is on a 7-game winning streak. They're looking for their 8th win in a row. This is their 8th away game. Grizzlies could get their 19th all-time head-to-head win against the Pacers. 19 is the 8th prime number. Pacers would become 6-7 at home with the loss 67, the 19th prime number. So that looks pretty good for. That looked kind of good for Grizzlies there a bit. What I just said. So 44. Grizzlies coach can get his 44th regular season win as Grizzlies become 7-1 on the road with the win, and 44. 71 are similar in 3 of the 4 base ciphers. Now Pacers, they just have this 9 here, and then I'm trying to see what's. I know there's something else here for them. You know, Grizzlies can end their 7-game win streak as they get their 7th loss for the season, and that's how they can become 9-7, 97 to 25th prime today with 25 date numerology on the Gregorian. It is 25 date numerology on the Hebrew religious, so that 97 could be, even though I'm making up this other stuff right here in favor, 6, 7, 19, 8. I mean, it could be the 97 down the line. They'd sit on 9 wins. They'd sit on 9 losses. Date numerology at 9 and 25 on the Gregorian. 97. The 25th prime number. Let's look at 97. Nothing jumps out at me really. Yeah. Pacers, I guess, could get their 12th win. Oh, I mean, 144, 44, 71. Flip side to that number of 144 is 144 has a square root of 12, 12 Fibonacci. Pacers can get their 12th win in their 21st game. 21 and 12 are reflections of each other, so it could be like a little reflection pattern. I guess we'll just keep it going. Pacers could sit on their 18th head-to-head loss against the Grizzlies with the win. 18. Sums to 73 and 46. 73 is the 21st prime number. This is their 21st game for the season. Grizzlies coach would get his 46th loss regular season. Alright, so let's move on. Trailblazers versus the Wizards. The Wizards play today and tomorrow. And what's interesting is that if the Wizards lose today, they can become 4-13 for a season record. 4-13, which is a reflection of the number 314. 413, 314. Today is the 314th day on the Hebrew religious. However, this is kind of dangerous because, again, they play today and tomorrow is the 315th day. So, yeah, if they lose today, they can become 413, which is a reflection of it. But if they win today and lose tomorrow, they'll be 5 13, which is a reflection of 315. So this can actually, the 315, the 314. So Wizards can probably split today's game or tomorrow's game, potentially. So they can win today, or they can win tomorrow, or they can lose today, or they can lose tomorrow. Or they can win both games, or they can lose both games. You know, we'll find out. But that's what I was noticing. So I just marked that in purple. But I know that this can also hit tomorrow. Like Wizards can win and become 5-12, and then go in tomorrow's game and become 5-13 with the loss. A reflection of 315. If Blazers do lose this game today, they become 10-10 for a season record in their 10th away game. And one of these teams are going to become 1-0 head-to-head against each other, like the number 10. And it could play in the favor of the Wizards. Although today does have date numerology of 9. And Blazers can simply just sit on 9 losses for the season with the win. This being Wizards' 9th home game of the season. And if Wizards lose today, and then they go into tomorrow's game, tomorrow has 46 date numerology on the Gregorian. If they lose today, they become 2-7 at home. 27 sums to 46, and they'll go into tomorrow 2-7 at home on a day with 46 date numerology. It is the Blazers' 20th game of the season. The number 20 sums to 55, and Blazers would sit on 55 all-time head-to-head losses against Wizards with a win today. But at the same time, 20 sums to 55, and with a loss, Blazers would become 5-5 on the road. So are they going to sit on 55 losses head-to-head against Wizards with a win, or are they going to become 5-5 on the road for the season with the loss? If Wizards win this game today, tomorrow it's gonna be their 18th game, and it's gonna be their 10th game at home, I believe. Let's look here. Wizards. Oh no, it's gonna be their road game. So never mind, that connection wouldn't work. I was gonna say something different. So this 27 doesn't work either. So tomorrow is an away game, so it would be their 9th away game, and they'll be able to go 3-6 or 2-7. So today they can become 3-6 or 2-7 at home, and tomorrow they can become 3-6 or 2-7 on the road. So it's not like they're going to be able to go into tomorrow 2-7. So we'll take that back. Outside of that, also if the 55, talk about it with so many 10s there. 55 is the 10th Fibonacci to 10th triangular number. There's so many 10s here. Get that 55, 55. And then you just got to decide, is it the 413 today on the 314, or could they go win today and then lose tomorrow against the Heat? Is that who they're playing? The Heat. They could win today and lose tomorrow against the Heat and be 513 on the 315th day. But you'll have to decide which way that goes. Let's keep it moving. Pistons and Jazz. So Pistons game was postponed yesterday. Who knows if this game will go on today? Maybe, maybe not. But today is the 137th day of the Hebrew Civil. It's a day leaving 216 left. And if Jazz wins, their coach would sit on 216 regular season losses. 137 is the 33rd prime number. Today has 33 date numerology on the Gregorian. Jazz would get their 16th win for the season. Pistons would get their 16th loss for the season. 16 sums to 33. Jazz can get their 67th all-time head-to-head win against the Pistons, as the Pistons become 1-9 on the road with the loss, like 19. 67 is the 19th prime number. Today does have 9-8 numerology. They would be getting their 9th road loss. However, if the number 67 is at play, the Pistons coach could get his 67th win regular season as a coach for Pistons. This is his 169th game regular season as a coach for Pistons. Today does have 169 date numerology on the Hebrew religious. That could play in favor for them. This is Jazz 11th home game for this season. And Pistons can even the score 1-1 head-to-head against the Jazz, like 11 with the win. And with it being 33rd day of the Gregorian, 137th day of the Hebrew, the 33rd prime, today does have 9-8 numerology, 9 sums to 66, just like 33 sums to 66. And Pistons can sit on 66 all-time head-to-head losses against Jazz with the win. Although that could go against them as well, because their coach can sit on 66 regular season wins with the loss. So it does swing both ways, and you'll have to decide which way makes sense. 33 does sum to 156, just like the number 28 sums to 156. And Pistons can become 2-8, like 28 on the road with the win. So some things to think about and decide on which way they go. And then the last game of the night, Celtics versus the Warriors. We have a 10 pattern. You know, one of these two teams is going to go 1-0 head-to-head against the other for the season. Is Celtics going to sit on 10 wins for the season as that happens to them? Or is Warriors going to get their 10th loss for the season as that happens to them? A very interesting thing is it's the 20th day of the 5th month on the Hebrew civil, like 205, the 137th day of the Hebrew civil year. And the head-to-head record between these two teams regular season is 137-205. So which number is it going to sit on? Flip your coin. Today is the February 2nd, written 2/2. And Celtics can get their 222nd all-time head-to-head win against Warriors. Or you can look at it as 2/2, the year 21, 2221. And Warriors would sit on 221 all-time head-to-head losses against Celtics with the win. Today does have 9 date numerology on the Gregorian. Warriors can sit on 9 losses for the season with the win as they get their 9th home win for the season, as Celtics get their 9th loss for the season. Let's see, what else? You know, they can do the reflection thing, 21st game. Warriors get their 12th win, 21-12, 12-21, reflections of each other. But it would just have to, you know, what number is it going to sit on, the 205 or the 137? What number is it going to sit on, the 221 or the 222? You know, is it the 22, 2 and 2, or is it the 22 in the year 21? The 9s favor the Warriors, and then the 10s can go either way for either team. I didn't see a whole lot after this, but you know, Warriors can sit on 11 wins for the season as Celtics get their 11th win for the season. I'm not seeing anything else really right now. I'm gonna have to keep looking at this. I think I'm kind of tired, honestly. So, or Celtics 19th game of the season, 19, the 8th prime. They can sit on 8 losses for the season as they get their 11th win, and Warriors would sit on 11 wins with the loss. So you can kind of play with it a little bit, go back and forth with it. But hopefully this is enough information. Sorry if it's not. I guess I'm just kind of tired tonight. Best of luck to you guys with your picks. Hopefully this is enough information for you guys to make a deciding factor on who you like in these games. Or at the very least, hopefully it's enough information for you to build on top of and add your own with other information that you may like. Best of luck to you. Thanks, guys.